Hey guys, and welcome to the next video on our dropshipping, which is really going to focus on, you've picked your niche, you've got a list of your suppliers, and it's now reaching out to those suppliers. And we're going to give you some information in terms of way to reach out to them, the way that we would structure that, and how you go about it. However, if you feel that you still would need more support, then we have our one-to-one mentoring, which at the moment is £2,000 for 12 months, but at the end of March it goes to £3,000 for 12 months. We are going to give you a lot of good information here, but we also will keep some information for the people that sign up for our mentoring, or else there'd be no point for them. So to get started, you've got your company, you found a company that you want to target, because once you've picked your niche, there's lots of competitors, there are lots of brands on those competitor websites. So it's now a case of you've picked this company and you want to target them. So when you want to target them, what we would recommend is to reach out to people in power. Look at directors, CEOs, finance directors, managing directors, and start at that point. It's much easier to start at the top and work your way down than it is to go and phone a receptionist and try to work your way back up. So always start at the top and see how you can get on. And you can search to get the director's email address, and once you've got that email address, then you can reach out to them. And again, going back to the mentorship, we've got ways and strategies and how to get email addresses, our strategy for email targeting directors. And I've got 20 years worth of sales experience, and for me, it's worked for a very long time, and it continues to work. So once you've got the director and you know who you're going to target, there's a choice in terms of how you do this. Do you phone them, or do you send an email? Or do you phone them or send an email? Now, our preference is always email. A lot of people will suggest that in this day and age you should phone them, but it depends on your confidence. Are you confident enough to call someone and give them information, and if they ask you questions, you're going to be able to answer them very quickly? Not everybody's confident with that. My background is selling to corporate clients for £1 million, £2 million contracts. And when doing that, I'd be presenting to finance directors, CEOs, and there'd be no problem with that. I wouldn't feel nervous. It was just day to day. But not everybody's going to be that confident. And with our email targeting, the way that we target directors, we actually get a lot more success from emails, especially in the early stages, because you're going to be a nobody. A director's not really going to pick up the phone from you. Some will, but I think a lot more won't. You might have more chance with sending an email. So our point on this would be that to contact them initially by email. Now, when you're going to send an email, you have to build a story, basically. You've got to think creatively. What is it that you're offering and what they're offering you, and build a whole story around it. And that's one of the biggest things. It's not that you're writing a whole bedtime story, because it can't be like War and Peace, but you need to build a story in terms of what you are, your business is, experience, and what you're going to offer them. Now, the email will start off with an introduction, something very simple like hi, hello, a little brief about yourself, not too much, not going into too much detail. And then what you want to talk about is what you have to offer them, like why you're getting in touch and what you can offer them. And it doesn't have to go in this structure. You can swap a couple of bits around, but you want to have in there like what do you have to offer them to give them confidence to work with you and open a trade agreement. And then it's not only what you have to offer them, but what does your website have to offer them? Because there's a lot of competition out there, and they may be contacted by 50 or 100 companies every other week. So why should they buy into what you have to offer and what the website has to offer? So going back to your story, it needs to be very creative in terms of what you're doing as a business and how all that's going to come together. What you're going to offer them, what the business is going to offer them, what your plan is with the business, and basically give a good bit of information that gives them confidence that actually I want to work with this company. And then once you've done that, the final part is like a closing statement. Something to basically close off, maybe come back to them, maybe schedule that you're going to come back to them, make a kind of assumptive close, something that you can look at this on the internet, like how to close somebody off on an email. you know, but it doesn't have to be too salesy, but you want to kind of finish it off by closing, and maybe coming back with something that you want to, you know, you reach back out to them or something like that in a certain amount of days. But again, this gives you an insight into it. If you feel that, you know, you need more support, or you're not confident, or it's not working, again, going back to our mentoring, we have got strategies, things that we can do. In some occasions, I can even make the call or reach out to you for you to show you how it's done. That's the whole thing with the mentoring. So if this is an area that you really struggle with, then come to us, because this is an area that we excel in. You know, we've been doing sales for such a long time that, you know, reaching out to people in emails is very competitive. They got hundreds of emails every day. How do you stand out? How do you get in touch with them? You know, you've got to think of that. And also as well, when you're building your brand, you've also got to think of that as well. Do you want to be another website which is just like, you know, Furniture World, if you were selling furniture? Or, you know, Pizza World, if you're selling pizza ovens or something? You know, I think trying to create a unique brand also does help in relation to that. So I hope you've liked the video. If you do, give it a like, share it out. Any questions, leave comments below. And have a great day. Thanks.